To celebrate America's 250th birthday, we have the wonderful opportunity to restore 2 silk maps from World War II. You see, silk was used because it was waterproof, durable, silent, and easy to conceal. But here's where our story begins. WWII was a young man fresh out of high school, and his dream was to become a combat fighter pilot, like many of the young men at this time. William not only survived the war, but he lived on to become a published author as well. The Youngest Tigers in the Sky is a first-hand account of what it felt like to be a young pilot at the end of the war. Unfortunately, it's not in print anymore, but it is truly an amazing book. He goes into detail about the incredibly difficult entrance exams and cheating on the eye exam just to be able to achieve that dream. He talks about his training and flying for the first time. He goes on to recount the time where he almost lost his life in a training accident. His plane was hit by his wingman. His engine died, and he was doing a nosedive in a P-40 less than 100 feet from the ground. At this moment, he said, quote, "Well, now I'll know what it's like to be in an exploding airplane." Thankfully, though, he survived the crash, and after recovering, it was finally time to deploy. He recounts his experiences from patrols, learning how to survive in the jungle in case his plane went down, being head-on in an air battle with an enemy plane, and he goes on to tell about his squadron mascots. French bulldog named Bonsai, and a spider monkey named Tojo. A funny little story he tells was one that happened mid-flight. Due to the medication all of the soldiers were on to help suppress malaria, it also acted as a strong laxative, which, as you can imagine, doesn't bode well for someone stuck in a cockpit for hours on end. He goes on to tell a story about how his buddy had to remove his underpants mid-flight. He said, quote, "Sitting there looking at that totally naked pilot, except for his helmet, goggles, and oxygen mask, I couldn't help but laugh." It's amazing that even in the midst of war, they still found things to laugh about. Although he did contract malaria and was sent to the hospital. During this time there, he overheard soldiers talking about an atomic bomb. He said, quote, "I couldn't imagine what they were talking about. That word kind of sounded to me like it belonged with Buck Rogers, who was a science fiction action hero at the time." He later recalls, while flying over the northwest part of Kyushu a couple of days later, that he saw a gigantic, blinding flash to the west. He said, quote, "It was truly an eerie sight." He goes on to say, quote, "The shockwave we saw on that April 9th morning was unlike anything we had ever seen before. We knew we had just witnessed the detonation of a second atomic bomb." To read a first-hand account of such a pivotal moment like this really puts things in perspective. This young man who had a dream of flying became a pilot of the U.S. Army Air Corps at just 19 years old. He experienced so much, and he survived when many didn't. William's story is just one piece of the gigantic puzzle that was World War II. He, alongside hundreds of thousands of men and women who served and gave their lives to fight for their country and the people they love. Today, we all have the privilege to celebrate America, to celebrate our history, to remember those we lost, and to learn from the mistakes we've made. As we restore these silk maps, we're reminded that preserving history isn't just about saving artifacts. It's about preserving the people behind them. Every faded map, every photograph, every uniform, and every story carries the life of someone who laughed, dreamed, feared, and sacrificed. As long as we continue to tell their stories, they're never truly forgotten. And perhaps that's one of the greatest ways we can honor those who came before us. Happy birthday, America.